Okay, everybody. Super apologies, because I have just live streamed it from the app, so it should be fine now. So if it isn't, then that's bad. Yeah, it's fine. Maybe your audio's in there, in some magical reason. Yeah. So, basically, what's happened is most of the time it's been fine. It was fine last week when we did Italy, but we did Monza, and now it completely went to rubbish and doesn't work. No audio was included. We tried three times for everything to come up, and nothing came up. So unfortunately, no commentary. So annoying to say, but today, in qualifying, what's happened so far is that Roger has claimed P1 inside of the AlphaTauri very early on here. Well, it's actually only 8 minutes left, so not early on, but not late by any means. And Top Gun, there in P2, is challenging for P1 against Stocky, who is in P3. Tria is in P4, Weeksy P5. P6, Powie Vaste. We haven't seen him in a long time. He's back and ready to rumble. Let's see what he can do here in the Hungaro ring. Henkaz in 8th, Razagamer HD in 9th, Carito in 10th, Ragnar P11, Scruff P12, and Brad P13. So, that's all you need to know for the qualifying so far. Hopefully later on in the future, it's not as annoying and we can get all... Oh, Roger! Improved his lap time to a 1:15.7. So, AMS Roger doing extremely well so far in qualifying P1 by a substantial amount, and I'm pretty sure he's going to stay there. Well done to that AlphaTauri. He was so good in Brazil, and he might be equally as good here in the Hungaro ring. Talking about Hungaro ring... Sorry... is that it is a 4.381 kilometer track, 8 right-hand turns, 6 left-hand turns, and 1 DRS zone. That is the facts about Hungaro ring, and also in total, that is going to be 14 turns. So the standings, you might be wondering what's going on in the standings. What do I need to know to make sure that this is going to be as entertaining as I fully know? Stocky is P1, Weeksy P2, and Top Gun P3. So Stocky and Weeksy have only 13 points separating them two. And for Weeksy to go top spot there in the standings, what has to happen is that Stocky has to be P4 and Weeksy has to win the Grand Prix, therefore granting him P1 in the driver's standings. So where is Weeksy at the moment? He's P6, whilst his rival Stocky is at P2. So unfortunately for him, it's not looking too well for him. So, Weeksy in P6, like I previously just said. Hopefully, for him, he's going to have to improve on his time. And in the future, potentially, in that Grand Prix itself. So, Roger still in P1. He's in the pits, in the pit lane, of course. So is Stocky, so is Top Gun. Top Gun, by the way, of course, 3rd in the championship. Used to be 2nd, but now with that Weeksy win in Monza, he has dropped down to 3rd. Henk has P4 in the McLaren inside of this qualifying session, going for another lap potentially here, maybe for DRS, I'm not too sure. For ERS, I apologise, but Top Gun is on his out lap, so we're going to see what Top Gun can perform here, as now Powie Vaste has just done a 1:15.8. It's not good enough for P1, but it's definitely good enough for P2. Tria overqualifies Stocky and Top Gun, so she is performing quite well early on in this qualifying session. And 5 minutes after qualifying, so not early on, definitely not by any means. Here's Top Gun though, of course, on the out lap, of course, with 100 ERS. He is still trying to battle for P1 in the championship. Is he going to be able to do it tonight with a potential victory here in the Hungaro ring? It would be a beautiful start to try and get the comeback towards top spot. I also do apologise for yet again no co-commentary, and also for the fact that we weren't able to actually stream the first laps. So not very good, that. We're very sorry But that's just Twitch. That's just Twitch. It's just decided, you know, we're just not going to let these guys do what they want to do, and we're just going to completely not include their audios at all, not even the game audio. So we didn't know why that happened, but let's see what Top Gun can do with this lap, regardless of what happens in the comms box. What can Top Gun perform here in today's Grand Prix? So the DRS, right open here for the qualifying, sorry, not the Grand Prix. But Top Gun, nevertheless, he is 300 milliseconds away from top spots, which is currently Roger. Power Vaste, of course, P2. I want to see him back in action again. He was so electric last season. I didn't see him for a lot of the time in this season. I think this is actually his first race of the season he's actually racing in. I'm not too sure. Maybe Josh could tell me. Yes, so Josh has just informed me that it must be his first ever race in this season, and we're 8 rounds in, so definitely no opportunity for Power Vaste for a championship title this season, unfortunately. Would have been beautiful to see him on Stocky go head-to-head again, but of course that has allowed the doors to open for Top Gun in particular to try and claim the crown of the standings in the Drivers' Championship, and we're going to view his lap time here as now goes really wide on that track. A lot of oversteer there, but he's able to correct it going into the next turn, going on the curb, on the exit of that curb as well. Now into the last 2 turns. These are where the turns are so crucial around the Hungary ring. You can easily spin around these 2, and trust me, I know from racing there. And there we go. DRS open as now he will finish the lap with a 1:15.9, only 100 milliseconds off of top spot, which is Roger. He is in P3, the Red Bull, so he's doing pretty well. Of course, despite not being in particularly a good position in terms of the championship. I mean, P3 is definitely very good, don't worry. I'm not saying it's not, because that would be a ridiculous thing to say. But what I am saying is it's going to be very difficult to try and start that battle between Stocky and Weeksy again. Because I do believe that they might just be a bit better than Top Gun himself. I think Weeksy, if he is able to... and thank you very much, Josh. He's just reminded me. Still, without his audio included, he's still able to give me the facts. That's why I still want him in this party. He has just informed me that, in fact, Top Gun is only 28 points, I think he said, away from top spot. And he just reminds me that I am correct on that. So... there we go. Top Gun is 28 points away from this man, Stocky, who is top spot. Can he become top spot inside of this qualifying session? We'll have to see. Much entertainment will be poured into this race, as it always is here. Oh no, Stocky! Here we go. I said oh no because I didn't think he would be able to finish the time, but I was like, wait, no. I just got my math wrong. That's why I said oh no. It was a very poor commentary by me there, but nevertheless, Top Gun has retired from the session, so the 1:15.9 is the time that he will be stuck with as he goes to, well, as he awaits for everybody else to finish their lap times, and one of those people he's waiting for is Stocky. So this is the last lap for everybody on track to go for, and Stocky here is going to be the first man to actually cross the line out of all of those people on the last laps. Never mind, I've just saw a McLaren, an Alpine and a McLaren. So he's definitely not, but I've seen a McLaren go way wider. That's Henkaz, I believe. No, that was Brad. So Brad's out of the qualifying session, went really wide. Around in these turns, you can see at the bottom right of your screen, there he is. Right there, just parked and birched on that left-hand side. But let's see where Stocky will park himself. Is he going to be up the order, or is the 1:16 going to be what he's stuck with? 200 milliseconds off of his previous Sector 2, so he's doing really well for himself here, Stocky. In the Ferrari, can Stocky claim P1? We'll have to see. As now he goes round the last turn, having to stick very close to that curb, and now on the exit, put on the throttle as quickly as you can. Past the line, it's P2, just about misses out. On top spot, Roger hangs on by a thread. And now we're going to look at Power Vaste. He is so close to getting P1 here. His first race of the season, his first qualifying session of the season. And it could be the one where he gets top spots ready for the Hungary ring. Here we go, though. The Alpine across these last few turns in Sector 2. He's got 100 milliseconds off his previous time, which I believe would put him top spot. As I'm seeing right now, Trey has just put himself in P3, so Paris Vaste really needs to push for it if he wants a podium starting spot here in the race. Here in Hungary, I apologise, across the line, pole position! Paris Vaste! He's got the pace, but more importantly, he's got the power. Top spots, Vaste showing his last season skills as he is going to be P1 for tonight's Hungary Grand Prix. Congratulations to Paris Vaste, a stunning lap for 1:15.728. My oh my, Paris Vaste. He's back, baby. He is back. Hopefully, he can go for all of the races next season. Not saying that this season's close to ending by any means. This is mid-season. But if he is able to attend all of next season, then Vaste, you know, he might as well be battling with Stocky and Weeksy for top spot. But he is P1 going into this Grand Prix. Congratulations to Paris Vaste, showing his skills that we haven't seen in quite a while. So here is the final order of what has happened here in qualifying. Paris Vaste, of course, claiming P1 in the Alpine with a 1:15.728. Roger behind in P2, led for the qualifying session most of the time until finally Paris Vaste was able to snatch it up. Stocky in P3, disappointing, I would say, for the Ferrari. He really needs to up his qualifying pace a tiny bit. He didn't do well in the Monza Grand Prix, and he hasn't. Well, he has done well here, but not my I would personally think that he would be P1 in any race. So Stocky P3, Treya P4, Top Gun P5, Hankas P6, Weeksy P7, Razagamer P8, Bang P9, Brad P10, Carito P11, Ragnar P12, Scruffy Dub P4, 13, and Crazy Graver P14. I had to finish that in the last 8 seconds because I kept on stuttering about Stocky. I don't know, Stocky's hearing. He's probably hearing this. He's also live streaming his POV off the race, so if you want to go for him, then of course you can. But what is he going to do in this Grand Prix? He has to extend his gap from Weeksy in this race. And well, to be honest, if Weeksy did get top spot, then that would have meant that he was P4 starting the race, Stocky, and that he would have been P1. So really, the perfect position really for Weeksy there. But unfortunately for Weeksy, he was in P7. He's starting P7 for this race. This could be proven for a bogey track for the Aston Martin. So we'll have to see what happens into this Grand Prix. Who's going to win? Who's going to crash? We'll see. Who's going to crash and burn? Who's going to rise to the top? It's always an exciting one here in Hungary. Always exciting in FRR. And it's only live once on Twitch. So if you are on YouTube and you're like, oh, when can I catch these live? It's for the Tier 1. It's 6 p.m. on Mondays. So if you want to follow us on Twitch, then it's just literally our YouTube username. Type that into Twitch. Bada bing, bada boom. You're right there. Follow us. And then, you know, the next race will come around. You'll get the notification to be like, oh, good. FRR live. Let me watch this. So, here we go then, folks. Roger, of course, in that P2 position. He's going to look for another win here in FRR. It's going to be entertaining to see what he can perform. He was so good around Brazil, around Sao Paulo, and he's got similar pace to Paris Vaste going into this one. So, how he's going to perform out on track today, it's going to be very interesting to see. Maybe he'll crash, maybe he'll go into top spot. But I am expecting this man to have a cruise of a race. You know, I'm excited to see him back on track. Paris Vaste didn't attain a race for all this season, but now it's finally popped up in round 8 in Hungary. So, Roger warming up the tyres a little bit too much there. The AlphaTauri, he has spanned down the order on the formation lap. So he's arriving where the Williams is of, I believe that's Bang? It's Bang. Definitely Bang. So, maybe that'll happen in the actual race. We'll have to see. Spinning on the formation lap is definitely not good. In terms of, you know... Oh, dive down the inside. Okay. But, definitely not good. Because if you spin off formation lap when you have to go slow, then you might spin when you have to go fast on the actual Grand Prix. So here we go then. We're here ready in Hungary. We're here for... I mean, I'm sorry, Brad. I know you told me to not make a joke about it, but I'm going to have to. I and everybody else are hungry for a beautiful Grand Prix here inside of the Hungaroring. And Brad disqualified from the session, so he's going to be starting way back on his grid slot. So here we go, folks. Look at those 5 red lights. The legs are shaking. The nerves are running up and down the spines as it's lights out and away we go. Ready for the Hungary Grand Prix. And Paris Vasti doesn't have a good start at all. Stocky, hey guys, look at the cars. About to go 3 wide into the first. That might be 4 wide here. 4 wide. Is anybody going to spin? This is beautiful stuff. My oh my. Trio with a better run out of everybody on track there. Down the inside, Top Gun looks to go on the Alfa Romeo here. And Stocky just lurking behind, maybe to look to pick up the pieces of this battle between the two. And oh, Paris Vasti spins! Paris Vasti spins! Oh, you can see a Ferrari and Razak Game HD! And also the Mercedes straight into the wall with each other! 5-second time penalty for scrap feet arm with a severe collision with Brad. It's all kicked off early here in the Hungaroring. But oh my, I was expecting such highly for Paris Vasti, but he spins early on lap 1. He's way down the order in P12. What a start. We were 4 wide into the first turn, folks. 4 wide. Have you ever seen anything like that in your entire life? 4 wide in Hungary. That is fantastic. 4 wide. So unlucky though. Paris Vasti spins and spins and spins. He just had to warm up the tyres, lads. Maybe he's warmed them up so much that he has to pit. I'm assuming it's for wing damage. So we'll have to see. Why is Paris Vasti pitted? Wouldn't be very good if he was pitting onto another set of tyres and literally for nothing else. On the mediums he goes then. Alright. Interesting. Maybe he's looking out for a better runoff. We'll start the safety car. It's not a bad thing to think about because, you know, all the top runners there, you know, well, Roger, the top runner, really, has the mediums on. So maybe it was the smart move to go on the mediums first. The hards can be an absolute pain to deal with around not only Hungary but around any track. So the Alpine of Paris Vasti is indeed going to go on the medium. See if he can have a good start on the restart of the safety car. And the restart of the safety car is going to come next live on Twitch. And only live once on Twitch as well. And if you want, you know, to join our league, by the way, if you're looking at this right now, you know what, I want to have a little scrap with the lads up top. Then, of course, you can go follow you can go over to our TikTok, which will have our Discord in the bio there. And if you want to know what the username is, I think it's going to be pretty self-explanatory. It's just going to be the exact same username as our YouTube one. Also, please don't join if you're not going to be serious about it. So if you're like just for a laugh in it, then that's not really what we want here. We want some action-packed racing. So if you're just like trying to mess around, it's not going to go well. So if you're thinking that, wanting to join our league, then just please do not join it at all. As we can see, though, Brad going into the pits, well, we saw Paris Vasti go for a switcheroo from the hards to the mediums, and now Brad has thought, you know what, I'll actually go from the mediums to the hards. So what is that going to do for the McLaren? I think he's probably read that everybody's in front of him, so 3 positions he could gain with everybody pitting there. Crazy Griefer isn't the best at keeping tyres on, to be honest. Or maybe he is. I'm not too sure. I would assume that he isn't because he's a very aggressive driver, Crazy Griefer. He likes to go for some crazy stunts sometimes on track, and it usually pays off. Sometimes it doesn't. A little bit like Max Verstappen, but our version of Max Verstappen is Paris Vasti, and well, it's so disappointing to see him move down the order, just spinning from P2. It wasn't a good start at all from Paris Vaste, so maybe it was just a sign to he was probably going to just fall down the order. Roger, though, can he dominate another track once again here in the AlphaTauri? He's going to have to deal with the rear view of, with the view in his mirror of this car, this man, Top Gun in the Rebel. He's looking to go for an overtake very soon, as now the safety car is in the slap, as everybody is now finally bunched up with each other. They're all ready to go racing here in Hungary once again. Such entertainment on the first lap, and I'm sure for the other 34, there's going to be plenty more to come. So here we go then. When's Roger going to go around the infamous Hungary track in Hungaroring? What is going to happen when this AlphaTauri decides to put his foot to the pedal? Here we go, folks. The AlphaTauri, he's gone, and he's underway here. Across the line he goes, and you can see just behind Carito, he's potentially looking for a move on Stocky, potentially down into the first turn. Look at the slipstream he's got. He's going to go for the move. Is it going to work out against the Ferrari? And Stocky has left him a ton of space, but Carito cannot get the move done. And there we go. Paris Vaste, what's happened to him now? No, he's spun again. Oh, my word. The return for Vaste has not worked out for him. And then there we go. Carito still looking to finish off this move. Now here comes Weeksy, looking to make a move on his championship rival here. Unfortunately, he cannot get the move done, and he's going to have to sit back and wait just a tiny bit more to try and get that overtake on his rival. As now Crazy Grief has span. So there we go, another spin here in Hungary, and well, Paris Vaste, another spin for him. Definitely not what we want to see. Weeksy and Stocky, wow, these two, they're so good at just doing what they do, just driving around any track, and they can perform a move at any time that they want. And here we go. Weeksy could potentially look for a move. Down the inside he goes. On the Ferrari. Is he going to be able to get the move done with those medium tyres? He's looking to go round the outside now into the second to last turn. Stocky's coming back at him. Still side by side. Into the next one. What can Weeksy do? He breaks the latest out of the two. But here comes Stocky. He's still looking for that switchback manoeuvre. He's going to have the slipstream onto this main straight. Weeksy's got the move done. But can Stocky get it back? Here we go. Weeksy looking to defend. Round the outside, Stocky looks to go maybe for another switchback manoeuvre. Here we go. Can the Ferrari get the switchback done? As you can just see, Bangers went for a dive down the inside on Henkas. Then he's got the move done and dusted. Can Stocky still keep on this back end tail? Of Weeksy's? It doesn't look like it. So Weeksy with the move done and dusted, he's able to move up into B5. He overtakes his championship rival, and he has pushed himself up into B5. But will Stocky come back to bite him? We'll have to see, as Top Gun is still trying to get closer to Roger up top. Roger has just maintained the speed that we have seen in qualifying, and Top Gun really not able to look for any moves that much. And now here's Paris Vaste. He's the closest to the car in front, and we're going to go on board with him, as he's now going to try and look for a move on Brad quite soon. Paris Vaste, he's got the speed. Is he going to look down the inside or the outside? It's down the inside he goes on the McLaren. It's a bit of a dangerous move, but he's not going to get it done. Here we go, early on the brakes potentially, or what's going to happen out of this next turn? Paris Vaste still cannot get for the move. Down the inside into the last turn of lap 6. Is he going to be able to get it? He's got the edge, and he has got it done. So Paris Vaste up into P10 now. He's still hunting down the drivers up top, trying to get to the top of this Hungary Grand Prix. He's hungry for a win. I need to stop making that joke. I'm so sorry, Brad. I know you're mad at me. It's kind of hilarious. I know you're mad at me, but I know you're mad at me. And he knows for a very specific reason. So Weeksy here, getting close to the Williams in front, which is Carito. He would have to win the race, by the way, right now. If he was able to just jump up to first place instantly and Stocky still remain P6, that would mean that he would win the Grand Prix, of course, and also he would go up top in the leaderboard. He would be P1 in the standings, and he goes a bit wide off that turn there. Lovely helicopter cam. We always love the helicopter cam here in any track. I always welcome it, no matter what. And you can just see Carito is very slow compared to the others because he's holding up Weeksy, Stocky, Bang, and Henkaz here. And also, Carito is 2 seconds behind Tria up top. And now is Weeksy going to be able to look for a move on this Williams up ahead, potentially into the first turn? No, he's going to fake it. There's no way he was going to go for that one. He's too smart not to do it. And onto this straight here, Carito. Is he going to have the better exit? But Weeksy coming straight back at him. Is he going to look down the inside? Yet again, fakes it. That might have faced Carito just the tiniest bit. The Aston Martin, though, still looking to stay behind. Looking to hunt down for P4. Still in the Aston Martin. He cannot get any manoeuvre done right now. He's going to have to be patient a tiny bit. The Aston Martin now looking to pace himself around each turn, trying to get the overtake very soon. Into the chicane now we go. Looks like a move is not going to appear any soon. No gap, no opening for Weeksy. He is just getting off the pace a tiny bit here into Sector 3. Sector 2 actually. Almost on Sector 3. So maybe Sector 2 is where he needs to kind of improve on here in Hungary. Still though, getting close to Carito up ahead, but is still not able to get a move done. He is still closest to the car up ahead, so we are just going to keep our eyes fixed onto this. The Aston Martin almost going into the pit lane there, but into the next turn on the exit of this last turn here. Here we go, onto the straight. Weeksy, he's got the slipstream, he's got the pace. He's going to look for down the inside we go into the first 10, side by side so far. Still, they touch wheels, and Carito has just done a little bump and run, and he's able to pull ahead of Weeksy, and Weeksy's actually pulling ahead of Stocky by a substantial amount here, by the way. Stocky's not even within the arrest zone, so not good for Stocky. Very good for Weeksy, of course, as now he's still trying to get the move done and dusted on Carito and trying to close up that gap to Tria and potentially to a gap to Top Gun and then finally Roger. Speaking of Roger, my word, Brazil and Hungary, is that this man's best 2 tracks? Because oh my, it is showing if it is. Weeksy still trying to get close here to Carito and is still not able to do so. We've been spectating them for a lap or 2, but he's still trying to hunt down this Williams car, still looking for an overtake at any opportunity he get. A little bit slow down that corner, the Williams were there, but Weeksy still can look for a move. Stocky has closed that gap within DRS range now, and look at the Williams instantly shutting the front door on the Aston Martin, not allowing Weeksy to make any move whatsoever. But now onto this slipstream, I think the Williams just has to be a sitting duck here, as now the Aston Martin pulls alongside and says, see you later. Into the first turn, he's clearly ahead. I don't think Carito's going to look for a move. Oh, he's got a switchback manoeuvre on here, but he cannot get a good exit. And Cloudbag is side by side here with Stocky. Stocky still looking to keep this with each other. And there we go, down the inside goes Stocky. Can he reclaim P6 back? This is not what Stocky needs. He does not need to fight the Bang from behind. And, well, he's able to reclaim P6, and well, is that Williams going to bite back quite soon here? Bang looking for that move, wasn't able to get it, and you can see Weeksy has closed down that gap to Tria up front by just a bit more. We'll see what happens with those two. Henkaz getting close here to Bang. Bang's after session, so that's not good at all. Let's hope that somebody can invite him. And by the way, if you're wondering why I can't invite him, the thing is I cannot risk anything, because the last time I did try and invite someone through Race Director, which is what everybody pretty much does, it just completely lagged out on me and made me freeze. So I had to restart my game. It was not good. We had to restart a stream. Yada, yada, yada. I cannot take the risk, but will Stocky take the risk? As now he's looking for the move on Carito. Is Carito going to move down 2 positions here? He's not performing that well in the Williams so far. Down the inside, Stocky looks to go. Carito still looking for the edge. Round the outside, he breaks quite early there. Stocky forces him a tiny bit wide into the straight now. What's going to happen between the two? These two battling. Stocky looks to go round the outside. Can he get the move done on the exit of this turn? I think he's got it done and dusted, and the Williams stays behind in P6, and Top Gun has got 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. My oh my, that is just what he that's just not what he needed. Definitely not good for Top Gun, but fan-dilly-tastic for Roger as he is P1 and with potentially a large gap between him and Top Gun. Not potentially, he has got a large gap between him and Top Gun. So right now Trio would be second, and Weeksy, my oh my. Well, we were just talking a little bit earlier about the gap, you know, being better, and now I think the hards are just coming into play now, and are performing much better than the mediums, because you don't really lose 6 seconds off of the person up front and not expect the tires to kick in there. So, also stocky on these hards as well. Wait a minute. No, I've got this gap to the leader. Oh! So Weeksy 7 seconds off the leader. Interval, though. There we go. I had it stuck there. But Henkas down the inside on Carito. Here's Carito going to move down 3 positions. Would not be good for the Williams at all. And now, a connection between the two. And Henkas looking to go round the outside. Carito still looking to keep it on the inside here. The McLaren. Oh! The McLaren in the wall! That's surely a safety car. That is surely a safety car. He's not out. What? How is this man not out of the Grand Prix? Jesus. Well, massive crash for Henkas, and they slipped down onto P11. I was like, oh, he's out the Grand Prix, isn't he? He's got a wheel off of him. And apparently he didn't. So somehow, he's still in this Grand Prix, and somehow there wasn't a safety car out on track. I'm going to be honest, there was 1,000% a need for a safety car there. As Evaste looking for a removal Carito now. Carito really not doing well on those mediums. Really not performing at all. So, that feels really harsh on saying him, because to be honest, he's got Weeksy, Stocky, and Parry Vaste to deal with behind. Let's be honest, it was probably expected here. Now here we go, Parry Vaston looking for the inside lane. Carito, I think he's just going to have to wave this car past, and I think he will, as Parry Vaste is in P6 and is now looking to close up the gap. What's happened to Roger? Oh, big spin! Big spin! Trio goes past. Will Weeksy go past? That's a big question. That's the biggest of questions that we need to be asking here. Weeksy has gone past. Stocky has gone past. And Roger, from what had been such a dominant display, has now turned into what could be fighting back up for podium possessions here. He's P5, and with Parry Vaste lurking behind, these two used to be P1, P2. They're now P5, P6. Can Evaste get a move done on AMS Roger? What an awful, awful position for Roger to be. You know, currently he was at the top, and now he's in P5. It's just not a good look for that AlphaTauri. He definitely did not make a mistake like that in Brazil. I keep on mentioning Brazil, but it is true. He was so fast around Brazil. But is he going to fight back for top spots here? We know he has extreme pace around this track. And will that kick in for potentially the comeback back to top spots? As Weeksy now in P3, Stocky in P4, Roger P5. So these three yet again. Such fast drivers, and there we go, Parry Vaste, get the move done. Switch back maneuver there potentially from Roger, as he's looking for the exit, looking to go around the outside potentially on this Alpine. Alpine still getting the edge between the two here, and breaks much, much, much more than the Alpine there, Roger, and eventually he's going to have to say goodbye to P5. He's now set down into P6. Definitely not going to help him for the fights back to top spots. But we'll see how it shapes out for the rest of this. Hungary! Oh no, he's out! Safety car, safety car. We report a safety car. That was definitely needed for a safety car. Roger in the wall. P1 to P5 to P6 to out. Not a sight you want to see here, but it is the one that has unfortunately been served to Roger. He is out of the Grand Prix. Such a dominant display in qualifying, and for the first, 11 laps, such a dominant display for P1. Slips, falls down the order, slips again, into the wall, you're out. Well, that has brung out the safety car, and it kind of has to there. I mean, it would be ridiculous if it wasn't. People coming into the pit lane now, the perfect time for them to switch up their strategy as Weeksy now goes on to the hard tyres. Pari Vaste going on a new fresh of mediums as he did start the race originally with hards. Kurito here has to hold up bang behind him. Not good for the Williams right there. So in pit was, of course, Top Gun. He is still at the top. And we're going to take a look here in terms of tyres. This is awful, by the way, for Top Gun because he definitely did not need this with that 3-second tyre penalty. Definitely did not need it. But unfortunately, it's what you got. And you got to play your cards right when they're handed to you. And maybe Top Gun will play them just correctly here for the rest of this Hungarian Grand Prix. We'll have to see, though. It's going to be a bit of a mountain to climb for him to potentially keep P1 for the end of this race. That would be quite big, actually. If Stocky was to crash out, if he did something drastic like that, then he would probably get up into P2 in the standings. But we'll see what happens with the rest of this Grand Prix. It's proven to be a very a big struggle, apologies, for most drivers around the track today. And is it going to be a struggle for the people who we usually don't see the mistakes of? Roger has DNF'd in some past few races, but well, I thought Top Gun was going to look for a move on the on the safety car there. I was like, what is he doing there? But no, of course, in the pit lane. So he's probably going to be moving on to the mediums. Weeksy P2, Stocky P3. Weeksy does need Stocky to move down the order just one place, and the man to potentially do these two battling again, Stocky and Pari Vaste. Oh my! I wouldn't miss the world for this battle. I'm going to be honest with you. Vaste and Stocky going to go head to head once again, like they did last season, and finally they're going to be able to do it this season. So we'll see what happens. As you can see, Bang clearly ghosting. No one's invited him yet. We hope that he is going to join soon, but maybe won't. But Tria, P1, of course, and what are their tyres looking like here? We'll see if they've completed their strategy. They have. So Tria is in a beautiful position here. First ever race in FRR, by the way, can I just say? Or is it? I don't know. I think we had someone who joined very recently and was like, can I race what's a nice race if my time trials are good enough? And they were like, yep, you can. I'm not too sure if it is Tria's first race, but we'll have to see. Yeah, I believe it has to be, because in the standings, they're not even put in the standings yet. So I'm pretty sure that it is. It is the first, of course. Hold on. It is the first race for Tria. I'm just going to take a look back into general chat. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Yeah, so Tria, this is definitely the first race for them. First ever race in FRR, and this is going to be a good one. As now the restart, the safety car is underway here. Weeksy looking to claim P1 here. Instantly off the start, predicted when it would go head to head here. Down on the outside. Here we go. These two looking to battle. Tria, can they keep P1 just about into the first one? I didn't even notice that it was the safety car coming in there. I was just looking to see if it was Tria's first ever race, and it was 1,000%. They are in P1. What is going to happen here? This is going to be entertaining stuff between Weeksy and Tria. Pari Vaste is yet to make a move on Stocky, unfortunately for him. Top Gun and Cloud Bang are battling, and well, it's really ghosting, so it doesn't really count, does it? But Weeksy's still looking to get closer here to the top spot. Is he going to be able to? We'll have to see a little bit later on as these laps unfold in front of us. Big mistake by Weeksy in those last few turns, and unfortunately for him, he has just lost a bit of time to the man up front. Here's Pari Vaste. He's going to look for a move potentially on Stocky. No, he's going to fake it. Too much of a dive for even a Vaste to, well, not even a Vaste, but for a Vaste to think about here. Now, second to last turn, now going into the last turn on lap 16. What's going to happen between Stocky and Pari Vaste? Is Pari Vaste within the slipstream. He is within the slipstream. Is he going to be able to get faster than Stocky here onto the straight? Fastest lap by Tria, by the way. Stocky getting very close to Stocky, but no, Parivaste not really within any distance to go for the move at all. Pretty much, in terms of overtaking, there hasn't been much on the restart on this safety car. Nothing's really happened so far. And Brad and Top Gun going battle to battle here, side by side. And oh no, Brad slipped on the curb. And he has slipped into the stone pavement to the right-hand side. So definitely not good for that McLaren. The McLaren's not having a good Grand Prix at all for those two. And Weeksy definitely slowing down on Tria. Tria, first ever race in FRR. My oh my, if he has she or he made a impact. Fantastic stuff from Tria so far, and hopefully they will carry it out towards maybe the rest of this season, and maybe for the long term in FRR, maybe stay for 2 seasons or so, because if you're going and you're showing this pace, you're showing this speed against our top runners, then why not stay? Why not win some championships? It just makes sense. But here is Stocky looking for a move, potentially on his championship rival, Weeksy. Now on to the straight. Is Parivaste going to be able to get a move done? No. Is Stocky going to be able to get a move done? Surely now. Around the outside, Stocky looks to go on Weeksy. Is he going to be able to get the move done? Side by side, these do a little bit of contact, which pushes Stocky wide. And it's pretty much a bump and run there for Weeksy as he's able to keep the position of P3. Carito had a look on Top Gun, but Top Gun says, no, mate, you're not having the position. I'm keeping that, thank you very much. Here we go now. Can Parivaste look for a move on Stocky soon here? The Alpine has just been behind the Ferrari for a lap or two, just been studying and when he can go for a move on this Ferrari. Isn't able to go for a move yet and won't be able to go for one into the chicane now. Still not able to go for anything pretty much. He is closest to the car up front though, so we're going to keep our eyes fixed on this, and I think Henkaz has just spanned down the order. Yes, he has. So Henkaz, unfortunately, spinning. Not good for him, as now Stocky getting very close here to Weeksy. Weeksy not doing well on these hards so far. Is that his first ever lap on the hards? It's his 4th lap on the hards because of the safety car, of course, so probably his 2nd lap on the actual hard. So it kind of makes sense here. Stocky does have DRS. He does have slipstream. Surely the overtake's going to happen right now. Top Gun gets fastest lap. Will Stocky get P2? Look to the left-hand side lane, into the first turn. I think Weeksy might still have it, though, surprisingly. A little bit of a bump, yes, again. Pretty much the exact same. And now here comes Parivaste. He looks for a move. Round the outside he goes. On Stocky. Stocky, though, still looking to reclaim the position. Stocky side by side with Avaste. What's going to happen between these two? These two battling so much before last season, and eventually it's come to a satisfying end for Parivaste, but not for Stocky. Henkaz, 5-second time penalty for speeding into pit lane, as unfortunately for them they're going to retire in there. Fair enough, to be honest. Not had a very good race at all, and well, decides to quit. And Brad definitely not having a good race at all either, having another spin, 12 seconds behind Scruff V-Dub. Maybe he'll get back up there, but oh my, he is up there. Or she, I still don't know. Tria. I'm going to have to ask them after this race if it's a he or a she, because I don't want to misgender people. I'm going to try and say they as much as I can, but I am, of course, used to saying he a lot of the time here in FRR. But here comes Parivaste. He's looking for a move here against Weeksy. Look at the speed he had there. No surprise that he's going to look for the move down the inside. Maybe Stocky will pick up the pieces on Weeksy. Here's Weeksy. Looks to defend the position against Stocky. Maybe going to look for a move on Parivaste as well. Apologies for stuttering. There we go. Weeksy still keeping the position so far. Maybe cuts the corner a little bit, Stocky, but nothing to be shy of. There we go. Here's Top Gun looking to get the move done on Stocky, but Stocky still not giving it up. These three, oh my, can we just appreciate the beauty of what we've got here? We've got Parivaste, we've got Weeksy, we've got Stocky, we've got Top Gun, all in the same DRS train. What else could you want in such a beautiful Grand Prix? And can I talk about, by the way, Parivaste, he span down the order, didn't he? He span all the way down the order. He's now worked himself back up. And now he's looking to battle with Tria for the top position here in Hungaroring. Weeksy, I don't think, can keep on to Pi Vaste, so I think that dream DRS trade of Vaste, Weeksy, Stocky and Top Gun will only remove one driver out of it. Stocky, though, going to look for a move. I will say yet again, his championship rival. Can he finally get the move done on Destin? On Weeksy, he's going to look for the inside here. A little bit of a squeeze there from Weeksy. Is it going to be done and dusted for Stocky? Down the inside. The hard tyres for Weeksy, I think, just about pulling out the more grip out of that exit here into the next turn. Weeksy side by side, yeah, again with Stocky. These two battling so much so far. The Ferrari, I think, has just pulled ahead. He has. And there we go. Stocky ahead of Weeksy there. Weeksy defending the position against Top Gun, as Top Gun was looking for a move, but Weeksy says, oh no, you're not going to get that move done and dusted. So Weeksy now sitting behind Stocky. Stocky, of course, would remain P1 in the championship if it was to end this way, extending that gap the tiniest bit more, which is really key for the final races of the season. So Stocky, right now, this is the kind of position he wants to be in. Maybe he would like to be top spot as he usually is, but it's not been, terrific this race for him so far. He had a poor qualifying session by his standards. Now he's currently in the place which he started with, P3. He's now P3. So Weeksy's still potentially looking for a move. I don't think he's going to get it soon, to be honest. Top Gun might look for a move, though, down the inside, potentially on the Aston Martin, but no, he's too smart not to go for that. Crazy Reefer's in the pits. I think that's potentially for a change of tyres. But Top Gun looking for a move potentially on Weeksy, looking to go around the outside. No, switchback manoeuvre potentially from the Red Bull. I don't think they have enough, not enough grip, but enough speed on the exit here into the next turn, though. Top Gun trying to battle with Weeksy into the next one, still cannot get it into the next one. Can he go side by side here? He could, or has to go off the pedal just a tiny bit there, making sure he doesn't completely take out the Aston Martin. Top Gun, though, still looking to reign supreme over Weeksy, who is just ahead of him. Maybe he'll go for the move shortly, and I think he might right now, Top Gun with the speed he's got. No, he's not going to go for it. Now onto this next race. Oh, Stocky, that's huge. 3-second time penalty for Stocky. That's big for the championship. My, oh my, not what the Ferrari needs. Huge for Weeksy. Potentially a chance to maybe just about get some points, closing the gap between him and himself for top spot. Top Gun, is he going to look for a move? No, he's not going to look for a move. That would be too stupid to do so. Weeksy, though, still has DRS. He's still within range with Stocky, so very good for him, of course. These two still going very close to each other. Just kind of what you want to see between these two, just close racing, definitely what you want to see here in FRR, as we are used to see, to be honest, in FRR. But who is going to come out on top? Paris Vaste's gone from 4 seconds up top, I think it was, by the way, to 2.8. So he's closing down the gap on Tria very soon, but can Tria still keep in P1? Can Tria still win the first ever race that they have performed in FRR? Would be a huge achievement for them, and maybe next season it will be a storm in the park for them, because right now the speed that they've got is absolutely outstanding here. The only person who could possibly meet that is, of course, Avaste himself. So we'll see if he can do it. To be or not to be for Tria, we'll have to see in these next, 12 laps. Top Gun still looking for a move on Weeksy here, but still is not able to do so. Of course, with the 3-second time penalty, it wouldn't really matter if he did overtake Weeksy, to be honest. Weeksy without DRS, by the way, on Stocky. So we'll see what happens there, if he can close that gap back down into DRS range. But he's well within DRS. Top Gun, he's not going to let this go, to be honest. He can look for a move anytime he can. Weeksy hasn't had the cleanest of battles today. He did force Stocky wide twice into the first term. So, if that turned any worse, then it could have been potentially penalty points. By the way, so we'll see what happens. I think also, Josh mentioned just before we went into this, that if Scruffy Dub had a penalty of any kind, whether it was within the race or within qualifying, he had a qualifying ban for the next one. So, Scruffy Dub, I believe, by the way, this might not be true or not, I believe has a penalty ban for the next race here, for the next round in FRR. Now, Top Gun, is he finally going to get the move done on Weeks? He's been hanging behind him for quite some time. Is he finally going to get a move? Is he going to finally get an attempt? Down the inside, he's looking to go on Weeksy. Is he going to be able to get the move done and dusted? Weeksy's still staying on the outside, almost pushing him wide there, Top Gun. But he has got the move done and dusted. Weeksy, though, into the next one. Can they get closer? Oh, has to break there. Otherwise, straight into the back of that Red Bull would not be a good sight for Weeksy at all. But Weeksy now potentially stuck into P5. I think still, though, would finish ahead of Stocky if it was to end like this. Still would be P3. Pyvaste is actually closing this gap down quite a few bits. So Trio with the same, tyre compound. I think it's just down to driving skills here. And really, Avaste has got a lot of it. We already know this, of course. But the comeback for P1 is definitely on the cards. Loses it instantly on the start. Drops all the way back down into last place, I think it was. Maybe this could be a Sergio Perez, to be honest. Good luck for the move on Tria at any moment. So Avaste closing down this gap quicker than I personally thought it would be. I thought maybe it would be lap 30, I don't know, 3, until maybe it was even within DRS. But really, that could be cut down to lap 30. Pyvaste with a lot of speed around the Hungary ring and potentially to get another overtake on the cards. Ooh, unless he crashes himself out first. That's definitely something that he needs to not do, and he has lost a lot of time to Tria up front because of that little mistake. So that's gone from 2.7 seconds all the way to 3.4. And now Quizzy Griefer looking for a move on his teammate, looking to go down the inside on Scruffy Dub. I think that's that move done and dusted. The switch back there potentially for Scruffy Dub, looking to go for it, but no, cannot go for it. So Crazy Griefer has overtaken his teammate right there. And Stocky still searching for the overtake on Power Vaste. He, of course, did slip back a little bit ago. The fans watching over this Grand Prix, I think, would be cheering on for Tria to win this. It would be beautiful to see the first ever race Tria's in to win it. I mean, it would just be astonishing. It would be a beautiful sighting, I'm not going to lie. Even though I am personally, I will say it this season, I'm a little bit of a Weeksy fanboy. I really do like watching Weeksy race. It's just something that not only me, but a lot of viewers are always entertained by. So if Weeksy comes along first, I definitely wouldn't be disappointed for it. But here we go. These three now stuck in a DRS train. And you can see Pyvaste has gone from 3.3 seconds all the way to 3.9, potentially even 4 seconds. So maybe it is going to be around the 34th or 33rd lap where it's finally down to DRS range. And you can see Stocky and Top Gun might battle just behind him here. So we're going to go on board with Top Gun. Is he going to look for a move soon on the Ferrari up ahead? These two, of course, championship rivals. So it would be pretty big if Top Gun was able to get a move on Stocky. But of course, Top Gun's only P3 and is 28 points behind Stocky in a championship for P1 there. So right now, this would benefit Stocky the most, of course. I just think he's got a lot of pace around here. He's doing really well, Stocky, still with the time penalties and stuff. I don't know, actually. Is he doing well? I don't know, because we usually expect him to win these races. He didn't have a great Grand Prix at Monza by any means. He finished P5. To his standards, it wouldn't be particularly good. And this, well, maybe that's not to his standards, his likings either. I mean, I'm really underrating the position of P3, to be honest. But to be honest, Stocky would most favour a win. I mean, who wouldn't? But I don't think he'll get one here today. Unless Vaste and Tria just all of a sudden decide to, you know, just bin off the race and just spin by accident. But we'll see what happens as Tria still P1 with around 7 laps to go here in Hungaroring. What a Grand Prix for them. Absolutely astonishing stuff from Tria as we see Top Gun still looking for a battle, looking to pick a fight to Stocky here. But still, Tria, I mean, some scary sightings seeing Vaste in your mirror. You know, closing that gap down to 2.7, but thankfully for them, it's gone up to 4.1. So I think Tria might be safe of the speed of Vaste. Also, Weeksy, by the way, really has to try and catch up to these two up ahead who could battle very soon here. So we're going to take a look. Oh, this big snap. I still don't know the difference between oversteer and understeer, if I'm going to be honest. I think it was oversteer. I'm not too sure. Understeer? Understeer. I think it was understeer. But anyways, Brown with an overtake on Scruffy Dub. Scruffy Dub hasn't had a particularly good race and isn't going to have a particularly good qualifying session on the next one. As, again, this is just skeptical. I don't think if they are or not, just genuinely, but I think they do have a qualifying ban for the next one. Bang looking to go for an overtake on his teammate Carito very soon. Maybe a battle to just see who really is the better driver in the Williams. I mean, Bang and Carito have both had extremely good finishes this season. They are quite close in terms of driver skills, so it would be interesting to see how they would battle out between them if they were to actually look for a battle, look to pick a fight between the two. Top Gun here in the Rebel. Still looking to have that overtake on Stocky. Maybe he's just waiting on the last lap, maybe. Just a little manoeuvre on that last lap, kind of as a scare. But we'll see what happens between Top Gun and Stocky as now. Is he finally going to get a move on Stocky on this straight here? Vaste with another big slip. And Stocky's going to get very close here. I don't know who's actually going to get an overtake. I think Stocky might get an overtake quicker than Top Gun would. So we're going to go on board with Stocky here. I'm still looking at that front of the Red Bull car. And here we go. Potentially round the outside goes Stocky. No, brakes early. Looking for a switchback maneuver once again. We've seen so many attempts run in the first turn, but none of them have succeeded. I think Stocky's might though, but still, so close, but so far away. Round the outside potentially, but no, the Alpine or Vaste still stays ahead. 6 more laps to go in this Hungaroring, this Hungary Grand Prix, and Tria still P1. Astonishing from them in the Alfa Romeo. Speaking of Alfa Romeo, or technically former Alfa Romeo, Vaste, you know? Oh, big spin from Stocky, never mind, let's not talk about Vaste, let's talk about Stocky spinning. Is the team Williams going to pick up a position here? No, Stocky is able to revive himself at just the right time, but 4 seconds behind his championship rival, Weeksy. Weeksy is going to close on the gap if it was to finish like this, and it just might, you know. Definitely not good for that Ferrari. My oh my, is that a big mistake. And now Bang looking for a move on his teammates soon. He has got better pace than Carito, and it shows right here around this track. Wow, what I was going to back to saying before that big spin by Stocky is that the former Alfa Romeo driver, why did I say Weeksy? Vaste. I haven't said Vaste in so long. I think I haven't said the word Vaste in like, what, 2 months? 2-3 months? Just literally out of my mind practically. But former Alfa Romeo driver, now Alpine, first ever Grand Prix back after missing out on a previous 7. And it would definitely not be a bad showing if they get P2. Definitely would not be a bad showing as Brad there with, I think, just a spin potentially, and Scruffy Dubs getting into the pits. Crazy Grief with the 3 seconds for multiple warnings. Here's Top Gun though. He's going to look for a move potentially on Vaste very soon. Definitely wouldn't be awful if Weeksy was able to close up to Top Gun and then maybe get an overtake on Top Gun and Vaste. It would be very rare to see it happen, but if it did, I'm not too sure where that would put him actually in the standings. Maybe P1, I'm not too sure though. I actually don't know how much points you get if you're 5th in the Grand Prix, so I have to work that out first before we can finally judge or anything. Bang, getting very close to his teammate. I'm just watching Top Gun and Paris Vastey there. He's not going to look for a move. Is he going to look for a move, though? Very close to the car in front. I had to turn my attention to it. Back to Bang, though. Is he going to be able to go for a move? No, definitely not. Too far behind the Williams there. And Top Gun's still looking for a move on Vastey. These two so fast around any track. So seeing them go side by side would definitely not be a bad sighting. So, Bang, still looking for that move. Top Gun right now, still looking for the move. What a Grand Prix it's been so far. By the way, we have 4 DNF, 4 pieces of bad racing, which turns out for some great entertainment. So, some crashes, some spins, some big penalty points given out as, well, Crazy Reefer has just got 6 seconds. Not good for him at all. So, he's got to really fix that up. So, still though, Top Gun trying to get closer to Vastey, still is not able to do so. Maybe onto the straight he might have some luck and it might kick in and he might go for a move. But no, how on earth has Vastey been able to stay up ahead? He hasn't even used the RS on the straight. What? How did he? Wow. Astonishing, really. Top Gun looking for a move maybe into these next turns, but really, Top Gun's been extremely patient. Maybe a bit too patient for my liking, to be honest, because he's not really looked for any move, to be honest. The only way he's actually up into P3 in the first place, I think it's just mainly because of spins. So, oh, big snap of understeer there for Mr. Vastey. I think it was oversteer, actually, that one. And yeah, again, Top Gun, I mean, come on, man. Go for a move. You know, I mean, probably shouldn't have been the correct move to go to. I mean, I wouldn't know. I'm an awful driver. Maybe now, with the speed that he's got, will he finally look for a move? Still doesn't go for it. Maybe onto this one. We'll have to see what happens. There we go. There's a Top Gun. Okay, never mind. Top Gun's having to go back to his original position. Maybe finally he'll get an overtake. Right here, right now. Second to last turn. Into the last one now. What's going to happen? Here we go. The Red Bull just behind the Alpine. DRS. ERS as well. He's got literally no ERS. Top Gun. He's done everything he can to try and stick close to this Alpine. Maybe a dive down the inside or the outside. He's going to look for the outside move on the Alpine. He's not going to get it done and dusted. Now into the next one. A big snap right there on the pedals. Not good for Top Gun at all. Fix the move going into the next one. These two, so entertaining to just watch here, as now we're going to be on to our last lap of the Grand Prix very, very soon here. Top Gun still looking for a move on Paris Vastey. I think it might be done and dusted, honestly, between Vastey and Trio. Unless Trio just an absolutely awful move. Then that would definitely not be good. Not going to go for a move into the chicane. Top Gun, this is just very patient. Is he finally going to get the move that he has been searching for so long? I don't think he will. As now into the next one here. So he's got a lot of speed. Going into this, now into the next one. Is he finally going to get a move? He's just been hanging on this backside of the Alpine for so long now. Finally, is a move going to be done? Nope, cannot look for a move at all there. He's way too far behind. Top Gun. Well, this is invited Weeksy back now, all this battling. Invited Weeksy back into the equation. Maybe Weeksy can go for a move very, very soon. But now we're going to go on to our last lap of the Grand Prix. Maybe Weeksy can finally look for a move here on Top Gun. Here you go, potentially down the inside. Maybe it was just a bit too much patience for the Red Bull. No, definitely not going to look for that. Not in a million years. Never, Weeksy, never. Oh, big mistake there by the Red Bull. Surely that's an overtake for Weeksy. Into the next one there, down the inside. Weeksy looks to go on Top Gun here. They touch tyres for just a second, but only a second. And Weeksy's able to get it done and dusted here. Now looking on to Paris Vastey. Can Weeksy get back into the equation here? I think he might get P1 in the standings if he's able to finish P2 here. This is big stuff. Crazy Green with the fastest lap of the Grand Prix with a 117.2. But Weeksy Can he get another move done and dusted? He's going to have to defend against this Red Bull behind, though. Is Pavasti going to make a move which will eventually turn into an overtake for Weeksy here into the next one? Still, though, Trio doing so well. First race could be the first win. Here we go. Here comes Weeksy, looking to go down the inside. This is such entertaining stuff. Weeksy down the inside of Barry Fast. Is he going to be able to get the move done? I don't think he will. Round the outside of the second to last turn. Here we go. Is he going to be able to get the move done and dusted here? Pushed one a little bit off track. He's got the move done. And Tria comes across the line in P1. Your first race is a victory. How on earth has he done that? Fantastic from Tria, but fantastic from Weeksy to claim P2. Beautiful stuff. One race, one win. Not a bad winning streak at all. Is Tria going to carry that out into the next one? We'll have to see, but Weeksy, with 2 moves at the last lap, can we just appreciate it? Weeksy showing what he has to offer out on track. Astonishing pace from the Aston Martin, and now we can see the 2 Haas cars getting all out of shapes between each other. But what a race. What a race. It's so much entertainment and drama. But this is definitely not a bad winning record for Tria. I'll say it one more time. 1 race, 1 win. The Alfa Romeo glides past the turns for coming into the pit lane after taking that victory. I mean, astonishing from Tria. I mean, it's astonishing. You just turn up here about an hour before the race. You get into the race and you just pull out first with such a dominant display. I cannot believe it. Tria wins the Hungarian Grand Prix. Congratulations to the Alfa Romeo as they glide past the last turn to finally step onto the podium of what has been such an entertaining one, like it is always in FRR. Congratulations to all the drivers who got podiums today, and that will include mostly this man. I think woman. I'm gonna have to ask Tria if it's a man or a woman. But they are top spot. Weeksy P2, and of course Parivaste P3. Definitely not bad showing for Parivaste. First race back after being out for so long, and they get P3. Fantastic from Parivaste. Congratulations for Weeksy. I'm gonna have to do the maths. Maybe Weeksy gets P1. Here, I think they might have, because if those last 2 moves have actually turned out for P1 in the standings in round 8, there's 14 rounds, I think, or 12. I think 12. I'm not too sure there, but let me see these points. Can I see these points? Might I see these points? So 18 here. I know, like, of course, Weeksy would get paid. I'll run you down through the order, and I'll do the maths very shortly. I'll do it in the lobby. So Tria, P1. Fantastic from the Alfa Romeo. Fantastic. P4 on the grid. P1 at the end. First race, first win. Bash. Weeksy P2. Pavasti P3. Top Gun P4. Carito P5. Bang P6. Stocky P7. Scruffy Dub P8. Brad P9. Crazy Reaper P10. Henkas P11. Roger P12. Ragnar P13. Razor Gamer HD P14. So I'm going to do my maths right now. So you are going to have to just sit and wait for a tiny bit as I'm going to figure out if the man Weeksy has got P1 in the standings. So if you are listening to this Weeksy, I'm just doing it right now for you. Do need my phone though for this because I don't know how much points he gets for getting in P7. Of course, we P5 on track, but with the time penalty, definitely not good. How many points do you get for P7 in F1? Okay, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 6 points! Oh! That is close! Folks, if it was just one more place for Stocky down the order, then that would have meant P1 for Weeksy. But Stocky is still P1, I believe. Hold on. So Stocky is still P1 by a singular point. My oh my, what a race. And so close for Weeksy. Could have gotten P1 this Grand Prix if it just if Stocky dropped that one position, then that would have been it, done and dusted. Oh God! Also, by the way, the standings as well. I didn't do that, so I apologise to Moose if I didn't do that. I think I did, but there was so much that was going through my head after that Grand Prix that I don't think I got a chance to do that. So apologies if I messed up on that. But thank you for all of you for watching today's Grand Prix, whether you did it after the race or live right now. Thank you all so much for watching. I've been your host and commentator, Harrison. Thank you all for watching. Have a good night.